Welcome everyone to our webinar today, titled Integrating ALM into Your Development Environment. My name is Peter Halle. I'm going to be your presenter and host today. This is our agenda. As always, I'm going to briefly introduce our company, Intland Software, and then talk about the legacy processes and tools and the benefits of using an application lifecycle management solution. And at the end, I will mention some integration points and how an ALM tool can be part of your software ecosystem. Before I jump into the webinar, just a few words about our webinar structure. So this is gonna be an interactive webinar, so therefore you will find a questions panel on the right hand side in your GoToMeeting panel. You can type in your questions, and then at the end of the webinar there's gonna be a short questions and answer session in which I will try to answer all your questions after the webinar. Please also know that the recording of our webinar will be available soon after this session on the www.intland.com/webinars, and also we will send you a follow-up email including this link as well. And I also invite you to our upcoming webinars as well. So the next week we're gonna have a webinar titled Implementing the Scaled Agile Framework, but also you can visit our webinars page so you can browse amongst our upcoming webinars as well. And so here we go, we are Intland Software. We were founded in 1998 and headquartered in Stuttgart, Germany. We have an office in the Silicon Valley in the USA, and we are the sole providers and developers of our codeBeamer application lifecycle management solution, including the requirements management, software development management, QA and test management, demand management, and the IT operations, so-called DevOps modules. And here in this slide you can see a bunch of our customers. We are serving many customers from various different industries, such as the automotive, high technology, defense, finance, and medical. And also we support and provide templates to our customers as well, to, for example, to comply with regulatory standards. This is important to mention here that codeBeamer is a really scalable tool. So we have installations at our customers for small teams, all the way up to the at the Lufthansa Systems, Lufthansa Industry Solutions, where also they are our implementation partners as well, and they have more than 5,000 users at their local instance. So, and this is, we arrive to our topic today, is about integrating ALM into your development environment. And based on our experiences, many companies still struggle with the legacy processes and the tools that they have been using for years, even if they realize that some of these tools are not the most efficient and don't perfectly support their processes. And also you would be really surprised how many companies still use such tools as Microsoft Word or Excel to manage their requirements. And for example, in fact, probably most of you are still amongst our audience today is doing that as well. The main problem with these tools isn't that even their limited functionality. More importantly, they also limit the development of certain processes. They have been configured to customize for a set of fixed processes and are so inflexible that not much room to develop these without having to reconfigure the entire software ecosystem, and which of course means immense investment in terms of time and effort and costs. Most of these companies relying on legacy tools, realizing that there are more efficient solutions out there today on the market, but are wary of switching to these for a number of reasons. The most common concerns regarding the transition to integrated ALM revolve around the perceived painfulness of the transitions. Development or management teams tend to think that switching to integrated ALM needs to be a rip and replace process, where they implement the new tool and throw away all their previous tools at the same time. Before this happens, of course, they need to train all the users of this new system, who will then need to accept to only use this tool and abandon previous tools completely. So when we talk about an integrated ALM solution, the first word is really important. It basically means that the software solution is a comprehensive platform that allows your teams to manage the entire lifecycle from demands, user stories, and requirements all the way through the release and maintenance. In addition to offering a complete feature set along the lifecycle, integrated ALM also ensures complete traceability throughout all phases out of the lifecycle. So these tools let you map and plan your processes in advance and configure the ALM tailored to your processes, to those processes. So basically, this ensures complete visibility of all processes. Once there's a set of processes for everything, you have transparency, which gives you way to further development of these processes and provides a clear overview for management and for all the team members. Since all team members always know what's going on, who's working on what, how certain processes are progressing, are able to take the advantage of ALM solutions building collaboration features as well, and they are able to orchestrate their efforts more efficiently. This, as well as the fact that the processes may be streamlined continuously, provides enhanced efficiency as well. A clear overview of processes allows developers to stay in control of development and have a more organized way of working together. And last one, so this is a good ALM tool doesn't tell you how to work and doesn't limit your options. Instead of that, it works for you to flexibly support your internal processes, whatever they might be. That's why choosing flexible ALM software is so important, that these solutions are easy to integrate into your current working environment, and they can be tailored to your processes and can be simply extended or integrated with your existing software tools. Therefore, switching to ALM doesn't need to be a painful experience, of course. A decent ALM software tool will be able to support the gradual transition to integrated application lifecycle management. First, you will integrate your current tools with your new ALM software. Then you will start mapping processes using the new platform. This allows you to only transition parts of the process and to incrementally move your data and processes into this integrated ALM platform. If you would rather keep using some of your old tools, you can also simply stick with this integration, or you can just try out the ALM's built-in functionality to see whether it could streamline your legacy processes. Besides default integration points that ALM solutions offer also out of the box, using the REST API allows you to integrate your solutions with an existing tool as well. So basically, even if your chosen ALM solution doesn't have out-of-the-box support for your legacy single-point tools and solutions, the REST API will let you configure the integration for yourself, further increasing the flexibility of your ALM. And basically, that's exactly what codeBeamer can offer you. And here you can see on the screen, various points that I just listed. So the REST API, Microsoft Office, Rekif, Enterprise Architect, and Jira. And this is going to be also included in the live demo, in the upcoming live demonstration. So I'm going to present you how easily you can integrate your Word and Excel documents into codeBeamer. Also, how you can import your Rekif files, and also how the integration works with the Enterprise Architect, the UML modeling tool, and how you can establish a connection with Jira, and how you can build up this continuous integration as well. So our next thing is the live demonstration, but before we jump into codeBeamer, I would like to ask you a couple of questions. So here comes the first one. This is which tools are you using currently? So your options are Microsoft Office, IBM, Jira, HP, or any other tools. I'm gonna have it open for a few seconds. Yeah, as I mentioned, many of you are still using Microsoft Office. Thank you for your answers. Here's the next one. So you are searching for a tool to manage your, for example, to manage your requirements, your testing. You would like to manage your entire development lifecycle, as for example, or just your agile development projects, and also the safe. Thank you so much. And this is our last question at this point. What software development methodology do you use at your company, at your organization? So your options are Agile, Scrum, Waterfall, or Hybrid. All right. Thank you for your answers. And I just jump into codeBeamer right now. And for today, I just created a demo project called codeBeamer Integration Project. And our first step gonna be I would like to import one set of requirements from a Word document, and then I will import some from Excel document. So therefore, I'm gonna go into my customer requirements tracker, and first I show you the structure of our Word document. So what you can see here is a simple set of requirements for a tablet device. And note here that this tablet, as the name of this requirement, is a heading 1. So all these requirements will be imported into codeBeamer with all the description and the attached images. And also note here, this is our second requirement here in this documentation, this carbon fiber plastic structures requirement, and this is heading 2. So this is going to be imported into codeBeamer, as the tablet requirement will be the parent requirement of this carbon fiber plastic structure requirement. So these headings will be differentiated as different type of hierarchies. So I just go back to codeBeamer. I click on import. I will attach my product requirement file. I'll click on next. This is what I can see here. This is how the hierarchy been implemented into codeBeamer. So as I previously mentioned, our tablet requirement will be the parent requirement of our carbon fiber plastic structure requirement. And as you may see here, we have two different type of icons. The blue ones refers they will be imported as requirements, and the yellow one, that those gonna be implemented as test cases. So wherever I just click, so for example, here I have a hardware test case. I'm just change the color of this icon, and this will be imported into the system as a verifying test case for our hardware requirement. So now I just click on save, and this is our list view, and in the list view you see how these items and requirements imported into codeBeamer. Also, you can browse among the hierarchy very easily here, and you can go also to our document view, where on the left hand side you are able to visualize all the items here in the tool. So you can see this is our tablet requirement, and this is also here the hierarchy being implemented. Once I scroll down, this is where I can see that. So this is my tablet requirement, also with the description and the attached image. So in the next step, I will import an Excel document. I'm also show you the structure of the documentation. And what you can see here in the first row, you see the headers of each columns, and these headers will be imported into codeBeamer as mapped to the right field into the system, into the tracker. So, and from the second line you see the content, and this is also based on the artifacts in the codeBeamer. So those will be imported to codeBeamer accordingly. And here in the status column, you see different type of statuses, and also upon the import, this will be reviewed by the system whether they are whether they match the conditions of the workflow. So, for example, you will not be able to add this new item as in the rejected status, because that's a way advanced status. And note here in the summary, these are the titles and names identifications of each requirement here in this documentation. And here there are some using this intent functionality, And with this indent functionality, you can define the hierarchies amongst your requirements, and those gonna be imported as this specified hierarchy. So I'm just gonna click on save right now and import this document into codeBeamer. So I need to click on import, upload my document, and this is the first interface what you will see each time. So here the codeBeamer automatically offers us the mapping options. So the codeBeamer realized the complexity field matches with the existing field in codeBeamer. So this field will be mapped into the complexity field, also such as the summary, status, business value. But you also have the option to change these mapping options very easily here. So you can browse among your fields and you can set up which option you prefer. I'm gonna click on next here. Also, this is where you can define certain options, whether you would like to update existing items or you would like to import all these items as new items as well. And here in this interface, you will see a preview how are these items will be imported into codeBeamer with the statuses, with the summary, and all the relevant information coming from our Excel document. And this also shows us these gonna be new items in the system. So I will just simply click on OK and finish. And as you can see here, starting from here, this is our Excel documentation with the relevant requirements. I can browse among the hierarchy, how they've been uploaded to the system. So this is how easily you can upload Word and Excel files into codeBeamer as requirements. So our next integration point is how you can import your Rekiv documentation. Therefore, I'm going to go to my project browser and I will create a new project. And into this new project, I will upload my Rekiv documentation. I will simply attach the file. This is my example Rekiv file. It's going to take a while because it's a almost 3 megabyte file. And once it's been uploaded, I will be able to see the structure of this document, what artifacts are included in this documentation. But as a second step, I also have to update and upload the configuration file related to this Rekiv document. So now upload this ready. I will create this project right now. And this is what you can see here. These are the type of items are included in this Rekiv file, but they are not in a structured order. So in this way, I'm not able to import it into codeBeamer. So therefore, I will load my configuration file as well. And I just uploaded my configuration file, and now it's in a structured way. You can see all the items, how they will be imported into codeBeamer. I just click on next, and now you see the system also let me import this and create the new project. I will not add any source code at this point. And if I go to my trackers, to the architecture of my project, I see I have different type of artifacts and different type of work items coming from my Rekiv documentation. And if I go into this first one, just to show you, I go into the document view and I can expand the hierarchy on the tree structure navigator bar. I can see all those items being implemented. And once I scroll down here in the view, I can see also the attached images and all the documentation coming from our Rekiv file. So this is how you can also import your Rekiv documentation into codeBeamer. Our next point, as also many of our customers are using Jira, and they would like to specify and create new projects and establish the connection with the Jira, Atlassian Jira. So I will just create a new project once again. And here we offer you the option to import a project from Atlassian Jira. I will pick that one right now. And the only thing I need to add here is to specify the server connection from which server I would like to have these items. I just copied our internal server here. This is our username and the password, and I will connect to this server right now. And here I'm able to visualize and see all the projects coming from our Jira instance. I would like to create a new project called codeBeamer. I will click on next. Let's say it, codeBeamer webinar. Click on next. I will not add any source code at this point. And we are importing the data into codeBeamer from Jira. I go to the trackers, and once again you see the configuration coming from Jira with all the work items and configuration items as well. And once I go into one of these work items, I see the items itself, how they with relevant statuses, configuration, and all the properties which are defined in codeBeamer in Jira. So this is how you can establish the first initial connection with your Jira instance, and then moving on, you can establish a continuous integration with your Jira instance. Therefore, I'm going to go into another project where we have defined the connection for issued bug tracking. So I'm here in the bug tracking project, and this is where I can set up the connection and establish the connection. So I have to go to the admin tab. Amongst the admin tab, there's another sub tab called jobs, and this is where I specify the connection with my Jira instance. So this is my server, and this is my username and password. And based on that, I'm able to set up an interval, and based on this interval, I'm able to schedule my refreshes of this integration. And I also can do this integration manually as well. So I can just have to simply click on this one icon, and I will run the specified job immediately and synchronizing the Jira instance. So I'm gonna go back to my bug tracker to show you and visualize you how it works. So currently we have a few bugs in the system. Currently we have 8 items, and I go now to our Jira instance where I'm gonna click on a refresh, and you see this is synchronized right now. So we have all the items, all the same items here as well. So here we also have 8 items. I will just create a new bug. Let's call it webinar bug. I will also add some description. That's bug tracking system. I will create this one. I refresh this, and here you can see this is our webinar bug. So now I go back to codeBeamer, and we'll run the refresh here and the synchronization. So I just synchronize it. You see the last execution date just changed. Go back to my bug tracker and see currently we have 9 items, and this is our webinar bug just imported from Jira as well. And in the description you see the description that I just added. So this is how you can create and establish the initial connection with your Jira, and this is how you can establish a continuous integration as well. And our last topic for today is the Enterprise Architect integration. And therefore I'm going to go into our Enterprise Architect, in which currently I have predefined a project in the Enterprise Architect from which I would like to import certain diagrams and requirements into our codeBeamer. Currently, we are in the Enterprise Architect example project within the Enterprise Architect. So among the extensions, we have our Enterprise Architect connector for codeBeamer. And our first step is to set up the connection properties. And in the connection properties, you need to specify to which instance you would like to be connected to. You need to add your username and password, and this validates and grants that whenever you make any changes and any modifications on among the artifacts and requirements in the system, those will be traceable and will be assigned to you. So I will just test the connection whether it works. It says it's working, so it's alright. I go once again to this plugin, and I will show you how you can create the synchronization configuration very easily as well. So for today I just created a simple integration. I'm just gonna go to show you the details of this. So I added the configuration name. I also need to specify the target project, into which project I would like to import items or even export any items from codeBeamer. So this will be our codeBeamer integration project. I also need to specify into which tracker I would like to import or even export items. And I also shall have to click this have to be a work item at this point, and I also need to specify the work items shall be mapped as requirement into the system, and the diagrams will be added as attachments to the requirements. So having that said, I'm gonna go into the export options because I would like to import some requirements into codeBeamer. And the first step I need to do is here on the right hand side you see the project browser for our Enterprise Architect project, which contains many different type of diagrams and items in the tool. First I need to specify from the project models which artifacts or what diagrams I would like to import into codeBeamer, and for right now I will just like to import these interactions, and I need to select the configuration into which project and to which specific tracker I would like to import them. So right now I will refresh the tree on the left among the modifications panel, and here you can see note I can expand the view, and this means that new in the Enterprise Architect, and this gonna be these artifacts and these will be imported into codeBeamer. So I will check them all. So I would like to have all of them in codeBeamer, and once I have checked them all, the required ones, I will click on execute the export. So right now the system is making the export and then the import as well into codeBeamer. And the export is finished. I just got the message. So let's see how it works, how it worked out. So I go back to my codeBeamer integration project, to the trackers system requirements, because those were the designated trackers into which I would like to have the import. Here you can see the interactions and the interaction overview been imported with my profile, and this is the exact date of the import. And just go to the document view to see and visualize the diagrams. So this is what you can see here. This is our first requirement with no added diagram, and in the second one with the description you see also the flow chart and this diagram as well.